I'm not used to vlogging in front of other people. This is really weird.
I'm not used to doing this either, so this is extra weird.
I know. This is just gonna be one big awkward video. It's fine. It's fine. High five. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I'm here with the monster, MamaNerdy. Welcome to my channel. Every time you guys see my mom, you always comment about how awesome she is, and I agree.
Okay, don't embarrass me.
She's super awesome and amazing and lovely and fit. You guys submitted some actually like pretty good questions, and I'm really excited to ask this one. So I think we're just gonna like go through some of the questions and have like a little chit chat. I'm gonna pick mostly like health and fitness related questions because that's what this channel is about. First question, what is your mom's background, job, fitness, nutrition history? Do you wanna just give like an overview of kind of like how you got into health and fitness?
I was in my early 20s, younger than you, and my mom had died when she was 39 from cancer. I was working with this great guy that was totally into...
Working with like a job?
At a job as a graphic designer,
Gotcha.
yeah. And this guy was totally into health and fitness, and he saw me eating my burgers every day for lunch and french fries, and he knew my story. He was like, you know, nuts are really good for you, and so are these green things and whatever. And I'm going like, okay. And he was really super cool. So I started taking his advice, and next thing you know, I started researching, and that was before we had computers to research, and realized that
You go to the library and like look up nutrition stuff?
You would go and you would ask a librarian or a bookstore, you know.
You go to a bookstore.
So anyway, I started going down that road.
Weren't you lifting in high school though?
Yes, right.
So you were lifting in high school, you didn't get like into nutrition and health until you're like early 20s. What got you into lifting? Like what made you...
I saw the guys doing it and I thought it was the cool thing to do.
That's
I also did other things that girls during that time didn't do, like wood shop and architecture and I don't know, walking on my hands down the, you know, gymnasium floor and stuff like that. That was just kind of who I was.
Modern woman ahead of the time. It's MamaNerdy.
And then I felt a lot better doing all those things, so it really stuck.
This is a quick question. How much protein do you aim to eat per day?
I really suck at this. It's so terrible. So I finally listened to you and started using MyFitnessPal to track my macros. It was a really good thing I did it, and it was so hard to get on board with it because when you first start doing those things,
annoying to get used to.
It's so annoying, but it was so worth it. Even like 3 days into it, I realized that I had to step up my game in the protein department.
How much protein were you eating?
I was probably getting like maybe 50 grams of protein a day. I was getting a lot of fat.
That's
because I eat a ton of nuts. So I'm thinking, oh, I'm getting lots of protein with my nuts. But I was getting a lot more fat than I was getting protein. So I'm up to probably about 85 grams a day.
That's better.
So yeah, and I'm still working towards more.
When I track, I aim for like minimum 100. For you, like...
I'm getting old now and I need my protein.
That's the thing, is as you get older, protein becomes more important for muscle preservation. And my mom does resistance training too, so that protein is like even more important for building and maintaining muscle. So yeah, you should be, I would love for you to eat like at least 130 grams of protein a day.
130?
You can do it. I believe in you. Tips for women and fat loss as they age besides working out and eating well. Asking for my mom. So assuming your resistance training, which you really should be as you're getting older, because that's gonna preserve strength, muscle, decrease risk of injury, and injury is something that, you know, if you're like 80 and you get injured, that can cause aging faster than like anything else. So resistance training is super, super key. Eating well, obviously, super key. So other than that, do you have any big tips?
Well, I think meditation is good. I think meditation is awesome, and I've been working at it for maybe 4 years now. I finally feel like I'm getting to the point where I'm getting it. If you can get it, I'm not sure, but I know that when I do it, I feel much better, especially now with COVID and so many other crazy things going on. Your mental fitness is so important to your physical fitness and your emotional fitness. They're all connected. And you really need that well-balanced diet. You need that exercise. And I really think having, you know, that time to just meditate.
How long do you meditate for?
It depends. Sometimes if it's like I'm having a super busy day, I'll do like 10 minutes or something like that. Every once in a while I'll do some journaling, but it's more like a gratitude journaling.
Yeah.
And I find that even just doing the gratitude journaling just reinforces the positive things that are going on in your life.
Yeah, that was huge for me in my healing journey from topical steroid withdrawal, was focusing on the positives. Because like as humans, like it is a very human thing to focus on the negatives. Evolutionarily, you need to remember where the tiger was that almost ate you, not where the good thing happened. Like it's more important to remember the danger and remember the bad than it is to remember the good. And so like by default, that is what we internalize, is the negative things. And so forcing yourself to take time to absorb the positive emotions that you can feel from like gratitude or just anything positive that happened during the day, that can be huge in shifting your mentality and your approach to like life in general, which is in turn going to help with your approach to health and fitness specifically.
I have to say, there are a lot of things that you did to try to mitigate all the awful stuff that was going on with the topical steroid withdrawal, which I am beyond comprehension of how you got through that, because it was so awful. Oh, as a mom, it was horrible to watch Marissa go through that. I think that, yeah, your mindset in that and how you got there, whether it was journaling or whatever, had to be so important.
Yeah, mindset work is extremely powerful. So good, that's the answer. That's the third thing to work on other than working out and eating well, is mindset, whether it be meditation, journaling, or whatever else. What have you done to stay sane throughout lockdown?
Well, that's been a pretty wiggly tightrope.
Wiggly tightrope.
Yeah, you know, the tightrope.
No, I agree.
There's no way I could do this without exercise.
Yeah, you started biking a lot.
I started biking a lot. When the gyms closed down, I just really, instead of just taking my bike out for a tool once in a while, I got into doing some more serious riding, which has been so awesome.
Yeah, I feel like getting outside in the fresh air and the sun is in itself super important during quarantine, like, and biking allows you to stay away from people, so that's great too. Okay, quick one. Miss Mama, if you were only allowed strength training or yoga for the rest of your life, which one would you pick?
I don't know if I could answer that.
She's the one that got me into yoga.
And she hated it.
I did.
And she's doing so well.
I don't hate it anymore.
That one's challenging, because I think one of the things about aging is you always hear people talking about balance, you know, like, people start losing their balance. I love the fact that I can stand on one foot, bring my knee up to my chest, grab my toes, put my, and I can just totally balance. And as the older I get, the more I appreciate that. And I think that's kind of really hard to appreciate at your age, because that's easy to do.
Purely for the sake of longevity, I would say you should probably lean towards strength training. It kind of depends on like where you're at too. If you're 60 and you're like really strong, you're like jacked, but you have no mobility, do yoga, because you need mobility to not injure yourself like as you get older. Whereas, if you're a yogi and you're 60 and you have really, really good mobility, but you don't necessarily have good strength in all of those ranges of motion, then you need to quit doing yoga and start doing resistance training. Like, it depends on what your body needs more. Basically both. Like, do both.
I think they complement it. I mean, I do both because I feel like they complement each other so well.
Yeah.
You thought this was gonna only
I thought this was gonna be a really quick question. What's Mama Nerdy's favorite cheat or unhealthy meal?
I don't really have a cheat meal. I guess I feel like I cheat when I have a pizza, but even when I have a pizza, I still have a gluten-free crust, and I usually get a vegetarian loaded with veggies.
Why do you put the veggies on it?
Because I love veggies.
Okay.
When I was a kid, I'd go pick the carrots out of the garden of my grandmother's, and I'd wash it off and I'd eat it. Same thing with the cucumbers. Just wash it off and eat it. Wouldn't even peel them. Tomatoes right off the vine.
Neither of us implement rules on what we eat, other than gluten. Because it will literally tear us apart from the inside, which is not fun. We just eat what we want, and most of the time what we want. Like she said, she craves veggies. I crave veggies. Like, you guys know how much I love my sweet green salad. Like, that is genuinely one of my favorite meals.
Or the concoctions that you make.
Yeah, like, I don't prefer pizza to those things. I don't prefer French toast to those things. I like to have pizza and French toast once in a while. Like, nothing's off limits, but I just don't really want it usually. Yeah.
I think the only difference in our diet is I just really don't care for beef or red meat. I grew up having it 3 times a day, and I just don't care for it. I don't
really care for it either. I eat it because it's so nutrient dense. Do you like chocolate as much as me?
Why do you think you like chocolate as much as you like it?
I got my chocoholism from her.
I think I've been accused of when you were growing up to be the person that
You supplied
ruined
me
you with Ghirardelli
you would
chocolate
have
chips.
a 5-pound bag of
Ghirardelli chocolate chips
in the pantry. And I come home from school and every day just like
and your
eat
brother,
chocolate chips out of the bag
Yep.
constantly.
They said that if you keep things away from children, then they want it more. So I tried that. I failed.
Nerdy Madre.
Uh-oh.
Quarantine's got me thinking about the big questions of life. What are your tips for longitudinal contentment?
Not sure exactly what that means, but I would think
being happy and content with life long term.
I mean, life has ups and downs all the time. And it's more about how you get through those than it is
about being happy.
About being happy. Yeah, I mean, I haven't always been happy. I've had all kinds of stuff, you know, that have challenged my happiness. And I think it's just a matter of how you get through them. And again, if I'm unhappy, I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna work out. I'm gonna ride my bike. I'm gonna do something that's gonna make me feel good and it's gonna recenter me again. The sooner you learn how to incorporate healthful habits in your life, whether they're eating right, exercise, meditation, yoga, prayer, whatever it is, when you start those habits and if you carry them through, that's what makes you happy along the way. Because there's gonna be crap that falls out of the sky and gets all over you. I think you're going to be happier if you're healthier. But I think there are things that bring contentment to people. And for me, one of my things, as you know, is working with tools. So I love building stuff. I love creating things. I've drawn all my life and painted and all that kind of stuff. I need that in my life. For some person, it could be reading. I mean, just reading or maybe writing, yeah. Whatever it is that floats your boat, that makes you happy, that, you know, addresses who you are, I think is important. And to have those things that you can always incorporate.
So find what you're passionate about and incorporate it into your life.
Well said, my dear.
What's your favorite thing about being a mom? Having me in your life.
And your brother.
No. What's your go-to filling breakfast?
Egg white scramble, equivalent of 4 eggs, with some mushrooms sauteed. I know, I like it.
Hate mushrooms.
Sauteed mushrooms, sauteed kale or spinach, depending on what I have. Pesto, then putting in some either goat cheese or feta cheese on a big plate with some diced up tomatoes and a bunch of avocado.
I really am your daughter. Any practical tips to stop procrastinating towards fitness and health activities?
Yes, taking things in baby steps. Instead of overindulging or overstimulating, overstimulating yourself, putting too much on yourself at one time, making too many changes.
It's easy to fall off the wagon when the wagon starts off at 100 miles an hour.
And it's fully loaded.
Yes. If you start off your wagon with only one other thing on it, you're going at 5 miles an hour, it's a lot easier to stay on the wagon. And then you can just slowly increase the speed and the number of things on the wagon, and you can stay on the wagon.
Good analogy.
Thank you. Here's a fun question.
Yes.
Do you use Ned CBD?
Yes, I love Ned.
Discount code FITAndNerdy gets you 15% off.
You
Ned
started me on
CBD
Ned.
products.
What was it? I forget what Ned product it was.
I think it was just a regular hemp oil.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, sleep better. Sleep better with Ned. Ooh, I'm not sure that's...
Oh, here's a question that I wanted us to talk about really quick. People often, they see you and they go, wow, you have really good genetics. No wonder you're so fit and lean. I always get slightly offended by that, not gonna lie, because I've put in so much work and effort to build this fitness level and to be able to eat as much as I can and not gain weight and to be as healthy as I am. Like, if I didn't do everything that I do, I would not look like I do. I would not feel like I do. We have the exact same body type. This is where I get my arms.
It looks like the same arm.
It does. She's where I get literally the entire shape of my body.
And a smaller.
Yes, I am a fun-sized version of my mom.
Oh, I like that.
But you put in a lot of work too. You have consistently trained since you were in high school. You have consistently eaten well since your early 20s. Yes, genetically, I have this body because I got it from my mom. But I think the biggest thing is I inherited the lifestyle that she has imparted to me. Like, I grew up a relatively active kid. I grew up having my vegetables and being forced to drink my orange juice in the morning before school. It's the habits that you've instilled in me that have been able to help me be where I am.
I have to agree with that because, like I said earlier, having grown up where I grew up in the Midwest, if I had continued the lifestyle and the eating habits that I grew up with, if I had not changed the way I live my life and the way I eat, I would not look like this at all. It's totally a byproduct of lifestyle, and it does irritate me sometimes when people, oh, it must be so easy for you, look at you. No, 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 no. No, it is from a lifelong practice of healthful eating and exercise.
Any big takeaways you want to give? Like, just as a very, very fit woman in her 60s, other than exercise, eat well, meditate.
The older you get, the more you need to pay attention to all of that. It seems, from my personal experience, that as the body changes, especially as women, it's a little more challenging maybe, in the sense that you have to pay closer attention to what you're eating and exercise. Putting in the time early, though, helps you to do it at this age.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that I see a lot is people talking about how much harder it is to get fit once you're older. And yes, the rate of change is slower as you're older, but I think one thing that holds a lot of people back is that it's just a lot harder to change your lifestyle. You know, when you're 20, you're trying to change 10-ish years of habits. When you're 60, you're trying to change 50 years of habits.
But it's also possible. I mean, I've been so impressed by
possible.
some people, you know, that I know that have just made an about face, and it's incredible. They seem 15 years younger. You know, instead of kind of walking slowly and, you know, whatever, they just seem to have a pep in their step. They seem to have a more youthful, I don't know, demeanor about them. If I see somebody that's like 70, 75, 80 years old, and especially if they're a woman and they're in great shape, it's like, dang, I want to be that when I get that to be that age.
My main motivator too is like seeing my mom and other women or just people who are older still being able to like kick ass and do amazing things and run laps around people their age. Like, you could literally run laps around people your age.
I mean, it's been great to, you know, grow and feel strong and lean and all that kind of stuff. But at this point in my life, that's what's going to keep me moving in a direction that I want to move in. It's more at this point of being healthy all the way around than it is being strong. However, I do love being strong.
Well, thank you, MamaNerdy, for coming on the Fit and Nerdy channel.
So am I going to have to get a MamaNerdy t-shirt now?
I think you're gonna have to get a MamaNerdy YouTube channel.
No.
Comment down below if you want my mom to start a YouTube channel and just answer your questions.
Weren't you the one that was telling me I need to learn how to cut back and not put more on my plate, and now you want to have me have a YouTube channel? Shh. It's a wrap.
If you liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Really does support me and my channel. Supports my mom too. Give a thumbs up to support my mom. If you want to see more videos with my mom, definitely let me know. In the meantime, if you want to see more videos from me all about health and fitness, you can check them out over here. To see future videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button right there. Hit the little notification bell so you get notified when I post a video, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.